In stage 1 of programming Asteroids in Flash, we created the spaceship that will fly around in the game, and it can fly out of the screen and then return on the other side. In stage 2, we use the D key on the keyboard to, if you press the D key, then you can shoot the weapons from the spaceship. So now in stage 3, we're going to implement the asteroids that are going to fly around, simulating the game Asteroids, the classic arcade game. Okay, let's get started. Now to do this, you need to have an asteroid in your library. You can see if I open my library, I've got a movie clip, MC-Asteroid, and I have the linkage identifier set to the word asteroid. If I right click on it and go to properties, you can see there the identifier says asteroid. So this is important. Notice it's a movie clip, right? Okay. So now we can start making them appear in the game. So what I'll do is I'll open up the ActionScript window. Now to do this, we're going to start here in the function init, our init function. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, right before the create empty movie clip shots_MC, I'm going to create an array to hold our asteroids. So I'm going to say ast_array equals new capital A array, and then you need an open and close parentheses and then a semicolon. So this creates a new array called ast_array. Now what is an array? An array is a set of objects or things. And it's very useful if you want to track objects and remove objects in and out of the array. And so we're going to use the array to basically create a list or set of all of the asteroids in the game. And we're going to need this because in Asteroids, once you're shooting a lot of asteroids, you can have many asteroids flying around on the screen. And so we need a way of keeping track of them. And using an array is a good way to do that. Then after we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to use this create empty movie clip function. I'm going to copy it and paste it right here. And we're going to make another empty movie clip, except this one is going to be called ASTFIELD, ast field with a capital F _MC. And I'm going to change the depth level to 0. Okay, so we're going to have an empty movie clip called asteroid field _MC, or ast field, capital F, and this will hold all of the asteroids that we're going to attach from the library that will be flying around on the screen. All right, now that we have that, we have this function here that initialized our ship. You can see here function ship in it. So we're going to do the same thing for initializing the asteroids. So what I'll do is I'll just go a line down and I'll say ast init, open and close parentheses, and then a semicolon. Now, of course, this calls a function called astinit, which we don't have. So we need to write that function. So what I'll do is I'll just go right outside of this init function, but right above this ship init function, and we'll just put it right here, right before the ship init function. So we'll say function ast capital I init, open and close parentheses, open curly brace, and then a close curly brace. And this will be a good place for our function. And the first thing we're going to do in the function is create a variable called ast index, asteroid index, and we'll set it to 0 because we're going to start off on this number system counting the asteroids at 0. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a loop, and we're going to use what's called a while loop. And we're going to say while, and then open and close parentheses, an open curly brace, and then a close curly brace. This is the format of a while loop. And so we're going to say while ast index is less than max ast, or max ast. So while our index is less than the maximum amount of asteroids, and this variable max ast is something that we created at the beginning of the movie, or the beginning of the game. In the first video, we created a variable called max ast, and set it equal to 3, because when we initialize our game, the maximum amount of asteroids will be 3 to start with. So, as long as while AST index is less than max AST, then what we'll do is we'll create AST. Create AST, for short for asteroid. Okay, so in capital A there, and then we need an open and close parentheses and a semicolon. So this is going to call a function called create asteroid. Now we don't have that function yet. We need to write the function create asteroid. So to do that, what we'll do is we'll go this time, let's say, all the way down to the bottom, or we could just go right below. But since I'm going to keep the asteroid init function and the ship init function next to each other so that they're easy to see, and we'll just go all the way down to the bottom of our code, and this is where we will put our function create AST. And so that's the format of it, and now we're ready to write it. So to do it, we'll say AST underscore MC equals, and this is where we're going to attach the asteroid from the library to the stage and give it the name ast underscore MC. But we're going to do it in a special place. We're going to attach the asteroid from the library, but put it into our empty movie clip that we created for this purpose. So we'll say ast field underscore MC dot attach movie, and then that's the format of creating a variable to hold our asteroid, but attaching it from the library into the empty movie clip that we created. And we, just to show you that one more time, remember we created the create empty movie clip called AST field underscore MC. So that's what we're doing there. Now, to attach it, we have to give it the linkage identifier, which is asteroid, and we have to give it a new name. So the new name is going to be AST, the string AST, plus our asteroid index, which is 0, and then what we're going to do is we're going to increment the index right away. So we'll take that and we'll say ast index plus plus, and then we don't need a space in there. So there's the format of the entire command. Attach the movie Asteroid, give it the new name AST plus the index number, and then increment the index variable. So this should attach it to the screen and attach not just one, but since this is part of this while loop that we created, it should run at least 3 times. So let's also, just to test it out, we'll go to the bottom of the code here and we will trace AST underscore MC to see what we get. We'll hit Control Enter, and you can see we're getting some output on the screen. Notice the asteroid is attached to the stage. It's in the upper left-hand corner, and if we look in our output window, our trace statement is tracing level 0 asteroid field underscore MC. That's our empty movie clip, which is now no longer empty because inside of it is asteroid 1, asteroid 2, and asteroid 3.